Hello everybody!
Hello everyone!
Today we're going to answer a question that somebody has given us. It's about whether fruit can help cure strains and sprains
and something else.
and pains.
Sprains and strains.
Sprains. And okay, it's a good question, but I think what people misunderstand really is that it isn't fruit that actually cures. It's the body. The body has its own innate wisdom. The body is continuously curing itself. It's working effortlessly to try and get itself back into peak, optimum state of health. And what you can say about fruit is fruit will not hinder the body from healing itself, whereas most other foods, they can hinder and slow down the healing process. So in a roundabout way, yeah, fruit can help heal strains and sprains and pains, but it's not really the fruit that's doing it. The body itself is doing it, and by eating fruit, you're just giving the body a better chance to heal itself. Of course, fasting is even quicker way to do so. But if you can't fast for whatever reason, then fruit or fruit juices even, you can get by on fruit juices and still feel like you've got your energy and you can do what you need to do. I think that, do you want to say something more?
Yeah, this is very important point.
Yeah.
You know, if you give the right fuel to body, then body does what it naturally does. Your body heals constantly. And even people who eat good cook food, you know, the flus, the colds, that's all detox. That's all getting toxins out of your body. Yeah. Your body is doing mighty best to keep you healthy.
Yeah.
And most people don't understand that, and they keep putting poison and then constantly detoxing. They feel uncomfortable with it.
Yeah.
Because it's not good to get headache or all those things, you know, uncomfortable things. Everyday person, it's normal. If humans, like we did, what we experienced, soon as we start eating natural food for humans, we had those problems. Those problems slowly was going away more and more and more with the time. We still may get some detox, of course, because we don't live in a pure world. Yeah. This world is full of toxins everywhere, in the water, in the air, in the fruit, everywhere. You can't avoid to live in this world and be free from toxins. But true is, on the fruit, your body doesn't need detox so often.
Yeah, everything is minimized.
Everything is minimized, more gentle, more easy to handle.
Yeah. And quicker. Healing is quicker.
Yeah, much quicker. Almost some things heal with the speed you think it's a miracle. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. I just want to recount actually a little story of my own from some maybe 30 odd years ago. I very, very badly sprained, I think it was my left ankle, and it took me a couple of months. I mean, it's quite possible that I may have had a fracture in there too. I'm not sure because I never went to the doctor. But my ankle was swollen up, and it was sort of much, much bigger than it normally should have been. I couldn't walk. I was in a very bad state, really. And it took a couple of months for it to get back down and heal. And then just after it was sort of getting better, I dropped a rather large rock on my foot. I was demolishing a chimney at the time, and one of the rocks from the chimney place fell onto my foot. So once more I set the healing back, and I was in a very poor state really with my foot. And when it eventually healed, I noticed that when I walked I had a slight limp, and my foot was bent in a way that it hadn't been before. And I thought, oh, okay, this is part of life. You just have to accept the fact that you get injured sometimes and you can't ever really get cured. I presumed that my foot would be forever bent in a way that it shouldn't be bent. And then I went out into the wilderness and I fasted for 10 days. And on about the I'm not sure exactly what day, the 5th or the 7th day, I was lying on the ground and I felt this warm, tingling sensation envelope my left foot around the ankle. And I was lying there and I was like feeling, wow, this is a very strange but pleasant experience, that there was this warm, tingling sensation around my foot. And after maybe half an hour of just lying and not really doing anything, I just wanted to experience this sensation that I was feeling. I suddenly, it stopped, and I lifted up my foot and moved it, and it was perfectly normal. It was completely back to normal. So it wasn't the fruit that cured my sprain. It was the body that did it itself. And the fact that even though I was eating a lot of fruit at that time, the fact that I fasted really got to the bottom of the problem and healed it completely. So yeah, just bear that in mind. Everything can be healed, really.
Yes, yes.
Well, I think some things, maybe I'm speaking too fast, because I think that everything can be healed if you live for long enough.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But the trouble is that many things can be so severe, as is the case with Greta's spinal injury. It may be that if she was to live for another 100 years, she may eventually.
Yes, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah. No, that's it really. I think we've
Yeah, I would like to say, you reminded me of something with your food story, how I was 2 years on a fruit only, before I was vegan for maybe 2 years, and so on. I always ate light food, yet when I ate only fruit, I never have detox.
Yeah.
I never noticed detox. I felt better, experienced much better everything about my being, but there was definitely not a sign of detox. I was feeling only great. But 2 years after fruit, I naturally lost appetite, so I started fasting, even though I didn't know nothing about fast. Because I don't push myself in nothing. I don't believe in force. And I was so surprised. I didn't know what's going on, but it was detox. I was detoxing big time. Big time. So as Mango say, it's not fruit, it's your body that heals you. And that cleaning of your body, that detox, is part of healing. Yeah?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. Healing is forever ongoing. Your body doesn't really rest from it. You can slow it down tremendously by overeating, by eating the wrong things, by exercising too much. But once you give your body the chance, it will get to the bottom of everything.
Yeah. It's not only exercising too much, it's altogether strain of life, If you're too busy, if you think, I don't know what to do first, if you don't put your mind around and organize your day better, all this affects your health, It's not only food, of course, it's the environment, it's the way we perceive life, how we deal with the conflicts in our life. Are we negative? Are we tend to be too negative, too positive? So healing, altogether, there is sort of things which make impact on healing, If I want to heal myself and I go for a swim or walk every day, I will heal much faster than if I just sit in a room and don't move at all.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is big subject. We may do some.
Yeah, we'll talk about it another
just
time.
about
We'll
healing
talk about
altogether.
detoxing and healing.
Yeah.
Because it is a very important subject.
Yeah, but for now,
yeah,
make sure the battery doesn't switch off again.
Yeah.
Not only for that reason, but I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I think we covered what we wanted. Yeah. So
we love you.
Yeah.
And we send you a lot of love.
Yeah. Have a beautiful week and weekend.
Have a beautiful time all the time. And think positive. And love is all we need. Bye.
Bye.